That about wraps it up from here. If you notice, Lattenberry, former Duck running back, was in the background there. We'll talk to him a little later. Eric?
Ken, you're a pretty funky guy. Did they ask you if you wanted to join in on all the rapping fun?
No, they didn't, and I am mad.
Mad and rad. Thanks a lot, Ken. We'll talk to you a little bit later on. More fines being handed out by the NBA today. Some Bulls and Pistons.
The Ducks and Colorado State are serious now. Game faces are already in place for the Freedom Bowl kickoff tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Now, Jerry Murphy has been with the Ducks this week. He joins us on the eve of the Freedom Bowl. Time for one more rally before tomorrow's big showdown. Jerry.
Good evening, Steve, and welcome to the Red Line Costa Mesa. What a wild night they have planned here. About 2,000 Duck fans are packed into this room. Several hundred more are outside. They couldn't get in. What a night they have planned. Coach Rich Brooks will be here to talk to the crowd. The Duck football team will be here to talk to the crowd. The Duck pep band will be here. Bill Musgrave will also be here, the Oregon quarterback. And tomorrow at the Freedom Bowl, Bill Musgrave plays his final game as an Oregon Duck. It's hard now to imagine Bill Musgrave anywhere else but in Oregon as a Duck. But the fact is, he could have gone to Colorado State.
Their head coach made a trip to my house, and I kind of told him right there that I wasn't interested in going to school in Colorado, and I kind of wish I would have at least taken a trip there, but I think my heart was set on playing in the Pac-10.
The rest, of course, is history. Bill Musgrave has broken every passing record in the Oregon books. He's helped the Ducks become winners. In games where he's been able to start and finish, Oregon is 25-9. Now Musgrave is healthy once again and up against a team he grew up rooting for.
It's a little bit of inspiration because a lot of people from Colorado will be watching, I'm sure. And I played against a couple of these guys, so that kind of gets you going a little bit too.
You got to stay over here. You got to stay over this
And
side.
Earl Bruce's Rams will be going after Musgrave, keep Musgrave down, and the Ducks won't fly.
Just a talented, intelligent quarterback that if we're to win, we've got to contain him somewhat and not give up the big play. If we give up the big play, we'll be lost.
But Bill Musgrave has found his place in the sun in a state known for its rainy days. He has not disappointed.
Just a tremendous young man. I'm going to miss him on the field, but I'm going to miss him a lot off the field, too, because he's just been a pleasure to be around and see him develop and mature. And I have a hunch I'll be watching him play some more in the NFL.
Well, it seems like it's gone by pretty fast. We got a lot of memories, but I can remember pretty vividly about 4 years ago when I started playing. So it's been fun, and I just wish we could have been in 3 or 4 bowl games instead of 1 or 2.
As this party continues here at the Red Line at Costa Mesa, about 2,000 fans here. Let's talk a little bit more about Bill Musgrave. He's led the Ducks to 2 consecutive bowl games. That's something that no other Oregon team has ever accomplished. Also, here's something a little bit ironic. Bill Musgrave opened his college career with a win over a team from his home state, the Colorado Buffaloes, in 1987. Tomorrow night at the Freedom Bowl, he'll try to close out his college career with a win over a team from his home state, the Colorado State Rams, tomorrow night at Anaheim Stadium. See?
All right, Jerry, thanks very much. Enjoy the party. Talk to you again at 6:30 tonight, okay? Jerry Murphy reporting live from Costa Mesa. This reminder, we'll have a complete Freedom Bowl preview on Sports Extra tonight at 11:30. We'll have features, live reports from Costa Mesa, and take one final look before the Ducks' second straight bowl appearance. Join us for Sports Extra, a Freedom Bowl preview tonight on Channel 2 at 11:30.
Ackerman in Disneyland. Canada, the Ducks and their fans making their presence felt down there.
They are, and Goofy wanted me to relate that he did ask Tracy to come down, so Tracy can come down. There are about 17,000 fans here, and you know, they did leave the snow, but it is getting a bit chilly here if you call 50 degrees or maybe 40 degrees by game time chilly. You know, the Ducks have a player out, and something else has happened to the team. You know, they gear themselves all year long to get to this point, and it's too bad that they won't be at 100% come game time.
'Twas the night before the game, and all is not well. It seems that Coach Brooks and a few of the players have caught a bit of the bug.
Well, most of the players have had touch of the flu. I think it's pretty well cleared up. I just hope nobody comes down with it between now and game time. The only significant injury or illness at this point would be Peter Brantley, and he will not be able to play.
You gonna try to keep your distance from the players between now and tomorrow?
That shouldn't be a problem. They always try to stay away from me anyway.
Tomorrow's game will be played at Anaheim Stadium, and the team got its first look at the facility today. Former Duck Lattenberry is no stranger to this stadium. He plays for the LA Rams now and is confident that tomorrow's game will be a repeat of last year's Independence Bowl.
These are my boys out there, you know, and they're going to go out there and they're going to give it their all like they always do. If Colorado State wants to get a win and take this one home, they better be bringing some bombs with them.
The Colorado State Rams look at home here. Their helmets are of the same design as the LA Rams. Coach Brooks says that Colorado State will try to see to it that the Ducks don't score a touchdown in their third straight game.
Well, I think they're a very hard-nosed football team, very tough football team physically. They run the ball very well on offense, and they play aggressive defensive football.
You know, Peter Brantley, the linebacker that won't be playing, it's a sad story for him because he had about 20 tickets to this game. His family is from Irvine, California. That's just down the road. So that's a sad note for Peter Brantley, but the team is ready to go, Eric.
Well, you enjoy the game, Ken. Would you do one thing for us, though? Would you do your little rap deal one more time, Ken, please?
I'm mad.
Oh, you do that so well. Ken Ackerman, we'll talk to you later on. The Blazers won
time sleeping tonight for their nerves.
Yeah, boy, their stomachs are just jumping like they have popcorn inside of them about right now. Hello, everybody. Nice seeing you again. All the hype and what-ifing is almost over. In less than 24 hours, the Ducks take on Colorado State in the Freedom Bowl. And Rick Metzger has the tough duty of covering the Ducks down there in Southern California. Rick, I guess you ran into Colorado State's old cantankerous football coach. You talk about a penitentiary face, huh?
I tell you, Earl Bruce is one of those guys, Ed, that you know the players have enormous respect for, but they're scared to death of him. In fact, it took us 15 minutes to interview one player because he had to get okays from 3 assistant coaches. Didn't want Earl running him all those extra laps. This is their first bowl game in 42 years, and give Earl Bruce all the credit. A lot of things riding on this game for the Rams, but it's a very big game for one very big man. 3 years ago, Earl Bruce fell out of disfavor with influential Ohio State alums, despite owning one of the greatest coaching records in Buckeye history. A tearful farewell from Columbus was culminated by a dramatic win over arch-rival Michigan in his final game. Bruce found a new home in Fort Collins, Colorado, and turned a miracle, the team's first bowl appearance in 42 years.
Well, I guess it's satisfaction, but it's really pleasing to see our players be able to do this and accomplish something that through hard work and a lot of pride and a lot of determination and just I guess the greatest asset they've had is they've listened and they've done everything they can to win.
3 years ago, the Rams were 1-10. Hard work made the difference. According to Bruce, hard work that never ends.
It's bowl time, and it's supposed to be hectic, I guess. The only problem is that people have good time, but the coaches got to work and try to get ready for the game.
Earl Bruce has been vindicated, much like Rich Brooks was a year ago when Oregon went to its first bowl game in years. For one, the ascent up the ladder of football notoriety will continue tomorrow night. And, Ed, they offer a very balanced attack. In fact, the Rams average 219 yards a game rushing, 192 yards passing, but they use the rush to set up the pass. The Oregon Ducks will hope to put them in a non-passing situation early, take advantage of their DBs. Of course, Eric Castle and Rory Derry hoping to pick off a few passes by the Rams tomorrow. By the way, the Oregon Ducks are holding a huge rally. 5,000–6,000 fans will be there in about 15 minutes. We'll have that for you at 11 o'clock.
All right, last night down there, a couple of words of advice. I know for sure, take care of yourself and don't get Earl Bruce mad at you. He got mad at me when he was at Ohio State and almost ran me out of Columbus.
I'll make sure I don't do that.
Okay. Tonight, Oregon's...
Live it all at the Red Lion, Costa Mesa. Good evening, Jerry.
Good evening, Steve. You know, about 20,000 Oregon Duck fans have made their way to Southern California for tomorrow's Freedom Bowl. It seems like all 20,000 are jammed into this ballroom tonight at the Red Lion, Costa Mesa. In fact, about 2,000 fans showed up for this big pregame party. The Oregon Duck football team was here. The pep band was here playing in the background. Right now you can hear them. But one person who was not here is Oregon head coach Rich Brooks. He is sick tonight in his hotel room with the flu, but I would be very, very surprised if he were not on the sideline tomorrow. Now, earlier today, Rich Brooks led his Ducks through their final day of preparation. The Ducks approached their last practice for a first look at Anaheim Stadium. Oregon's been in Southern California for 10 days, and by now, they know what to expect from their opponent.
They're not real big, but they play pretty hard, and they've had a long time to prepare for us. So I think we can really expect just about anything. I think they'll try to bring a lot of people and disrupt us, kind of like Washington did, and hopefully we'll be a little bit better prepared.
So the Ducks get their first feel of the real grass here at Anaheim Stadium. The only other time Oregon played on the real thing this year, that 22-17 loss at Arizona.
Here we have Colorado State. They like to run the ball and get dirty, and this is, I mean, who can ask for more? You know, it's the type of grass that you got to get dirty on. So
a little bit softer landing, too.
Yeah, well, for them, that's unfortunate, but.
The only misfortune would be having to wait any longer for this game. For more than a week, the Ducks have hit only each other.
I think when you just practice football so long, 8 or 10 days in a row, I think that probably that gets monotonous for young people. Hitting the same people, doing the same thing. I think that's what makes you ready for the football game.
There's no question in my mind they're going to be ready to play, and they're going to come out and try to bloody our nose. So we better be ready to bloody theirs, because it's going to take that kind of an effort.
Some fighting words by Oregon coach Rich Brooks, and tonight he is back in his hotel room fighting a bout of the flu, but I bet he'll be on the sideline tomorrow. Look at all these fans around me at the Red Lion here in Costa Mesa. About 2,000 showed up for a big pregame party. We're having a great time, Steve.
All right, Jerry, we'll talk to you again tonight on Sports Extra. Thanks very much for the report. We'll have a lot more on the Freedom Bowl tonight on Sports Extra at 11:30. Join us for features, live reports, and all the latest news on the Freedom Bowl tonight on Sports Extra at 11:30 right here on Channel 2. They can